First on Fox this morning, breaking news out of Greensboro that could affect your morning commute. All lanes of Wendover Avenue from Cridland to Gracade are closed this morning due to a sinkhole. Now, this hole is estimated to be about 15 feet deep. It's about 1 lane in width, and it developed early this morning.
Our Shannon Smith is now standing by on the phone from the scene. And Shannon, what are you seeing?
Well, good morning, Brad and Sydney. Like you said, it is closed from Gracade to Cridland, and Gracade is just on the east side of Battleground Avenue. So just as you pass over Battleground Avenue, the cops have it closed off there, and it's probably a good half-a-mile section of Wendover Avenue that's closed down. All 4 lanes going eastbound and westbound are closed down. Basically, what the officers tell me happened, several cars were going eastbound on Wendover, and the far center lane started to have a hole in it. A tractor trailer went over it, and then several cars went over it. The hole got bigger. One of the cars got stuck actually in the hole. The front left tires went into that hole and stopped the car, and the airbags deployed. The people inside were okay. They did have a few minor injuries, but were not taken to the hospital. As the morning's gone on, over 2 hours, that car has slowly gone into the sinkhole and now is completely upside down into the sinkhole. It is as big as one of the lanes is now stretching into the second lane of eastbound Wendover Avenue. The good news here is that Battleground is going to be open. You can access Battleground Avenue from Wendover. You can also access Church Street. Those 2 main thoroughfares are open, but you're going to need to avoid Wendover at all costs. It is going to be a traffic nightmare as the day goes along, Brad and Sydney.
That's definitely true, because Wendover is a main artery into the city of Greensboro.
It is, but the great news is no one was hurt here, because this could have been a major catastrophe if a car had actually gone all the way into the sinkhole. The people that were in that car got out. They're okay. It's just the sinkhole is expanding at this point. And if you're familiar with this area along Wendover, it's just before you get to the bottom of the hill where Latham Park is. You know how after you pass over Battleground Avenue, you start going downhill. The hill bottoms out at Latham Park and then goes back up as you go to Church Street. Well, it's kind of as you go down that hill is where the car is gone into this sinkhole, and they think it might be a water main break or some kind of water problem underneath the road. They don't know at this point, but it will be a long time before they get West Wendover back open, surely before the morning commute. So you want to keep that in mind as you're trying to travel this morning.
Okay, Shannon, we are going to check back with you throughout the morning, and we'll let you get out and gather some more information. Thanks very much.
Now let's see, Emily, it did rain awful hard last night.
It really did. Some areas had tons of rain and other areas got very little. South of the Triad is where we saw a little bit less in the way of rainfall totals, but boy, across Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and points northward into Rockingham County and back into Caswell County, especially in the early evening, we had lots of soaking rain. Right now, the radar is quiet. Good to see that. And we had a little bit of patchy fog. Keep that in mind. It's not a big problem, but you may run into banks of fog that are a little denser than the reporting stations here indicate. Right now, the fog is reducing visibility to 2 miles in Lexington and Statesville. That's not a huge problem, but certainly just be aware that it may become a little denser in the next hour or so as we approach sunrise, before finally lifting and dissipating. 72 degrees right now in Winston-Salem, the same in Lexington and Asheboro. It's 71 in Greensboro and Burlington, 70 for High Point, and 64 in Hillsville. There's the big picture. We are left with partly cloudy skies, and you know, we're going to see partly cloudy skies today and some very warm temperatures once again. Yesterday's high was 92. Today's forecast high is 92, 94 down towards Charlotte. Look at Fayetteville, 98 degrees today. I'll tell you, the heat's not going to be letting up here across North Carolina. In fact, it's going to get even hotter. Take a look at tomorrow, 95 degrees in the forecast. We will start to drop back to the 80s by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'll tell you, the weekend is looking great.
Now for a health alert about a dangerous disease carried by mosquitoes. It's confirmed to have sickened a 3-year-old girl in North Carolina. Health officials say a Buncombe County girl was infected with La Crosse encephalitis, was hospitalized earlier this month. Now the girl's recovering at home. While the disease can be fatal, it typically happens only 1% of the time. Authorities in Buncombe County say 17 cases were reported last year. all in western North Carolina counties, and the symptoms vary.
Well, symptoms can occur, say, in an area from several days to several weeks, and typically include fever, nausea, and vomiting. That's in milder cases. In more severe cases, you can have convulsions, tremors, and possibly brain damage.
Some folks are more at risk than others, such as the elderly and people under 16. Transylvania County girl died from La Crosse 6 years ago, but normally the disease will run its course under a doctor's care.
Investigators in Davidson County say a tobacco shop in Welcome was being used to sell illegally prescription drugs. That's according to our news gathering partners at the Winston-Salem Journal. Detectives searched the store on Old US 52 and seized close to 400 pills and $3,000 on Friday. Authorities say Howard Sellers was selling the drugs in the store's hallway. The drugs include OxyContin, fentanyl, and Xanax. Sellers was arrested and released on a $250,000 bond.
We're following an investigation in Surry County along with the Winston-Salem Journal. The Surry County Sheriff's Office told the paper it's asked the SBI to help investigate the death of a man. 59-year-old Donald Cummings was found at the foot of a stairway at his home on Lonely Hills Lane on Saturday. He was dead when paramedics got to his house. The cause of death has not been released. The Sheriff's Office says the body was sent for an autopsy on Monday. Burlington police say they need your help in a shooting and kidnapping involving 3 victims. Now, these are surveillance pictures from inside the Texaco station on East Maple Avenue. Officers say the man in the green shirt shot a man inside a car, then forced the driver to take him to the Chapel Hill area. Before the car took off, the man who was shot and another person inside the car got out. Third person was released by the shooter after a short drive. If you know anything about the case, call Burlington Police.
We know the names of 3 elderly women killed in a car crash in Guilford County. State troopers say 85-year-old Dorothy Davis of Sophia, her sister, 90-year-old Helen Davidson from High Point, and 85-year-old Ora Garrett, also from High Point, were all killed yesterday afternoon. Troopers say their car went through a stop sign at Highway 62 and Coltrane Mill Road, and a truck slammed into them. The driver of the truck was not seriously injured.
Former prosecutor Mike Nifong gets some extra time to plan for his next court case. A judge has postponed Nifong's criminal contempt hearing for his handling of the Duke Lacrosse rape case. A Superior Court judge had initially planned to consider the issue on July 26th. He will now hear motions and other preliminary arguments that day. And if held in contempt, Nifong faces up to 30 days in jail and a fine up to $500. A shark bite at Atlantic Beach may have some a little on edge about getting in the water, but experts say they're dealing with an isolated incident. It happened as a woman was waist deep in water near the boardwalk. The woman says the shark bit her right thigh, and fortunately, she was able to kick it with her foot and make her way back to the beach to wait for help.
She was bleeding a lot from her foot, and then we learned later that she had a bite on the upper part of her leg as well. And the man that was staying in the little area beside her said it was definitely bite marks that he saw.
Surprising?
Yeah, definitely. You don't hear about this stuff in North Carolina.
Doctors say, judging from the bite marks, the shark was about 5 feet long. This is the first shark attack in Atlantic Beach in more than 10 years.
Another popular beach is closed due to some newly hatched piping plovers. The National Park Service has temporarily shut down an area of beach just north of the Oregon Inlet, which is on the Outer Banks. The closing extends nearly a mile near the Herbert C. Bonner Bridge. Authorities say the closing will protect the chicks from vehicles and also pedestrians. The beach could be reopened about a month after the chicks can fly. The area is very popular, though, with beachgoers and surf fishermen. Well, from don't let the bed bugs bite to don't let the head bugs bite. The man with bugs on the brain, literally. It's a story that will definitely make you crawl.
I don't know if I like the sound of that. Plus, the fiery crash in Brazil may be that country's deadliest, and the flying object that came out of nowhere, ending the life of a woman just driving down the interstate. It's a freak accident. We're going to tell you about it next on Fox 8.
Do you need a law firm that knows how to represent the seriously injured? Call 1-800-LAW 7777 Lewis and Daggett right now.
New Mr. Clean Power Multi-Surface Wipes. Unlike the leading disinfecting wipes, they won't pinch your fingers. They won't bunch. They come out one at a time. They're 30% thicker, so they're stronger. They're also great for tough cleaning and tackling tough messes you never thought a wipe could. New disinfecting Mr. Clean Power Multi-Surface Wipes. Dispense like a tissue, yet are tough like a towel. Also available in regular wipes.
What word